We are still in our weather impact alert. A lot of y'all are seeing a mess out there depending on where you're driving. Yep. Hopefully not driving.
A lot of people woke up this morning thinking this is it. This is all we're getting. But this is round two, Chief.
Yeah, round two in a little more than we expected because we thought temperatures would be in the upper 30s. Now, I'm trying to find some good news in here. The good news is temperatures are expected to actually warm as we go through the overnight hours. That is great. The 16 to 17 degrees is not until tomorrow night. So we're looking at periods of sleet, ice pellets, freezing rain, snow, even rain out there. Of course, hazardous travel. We'd rather see the slush and even the ice pellets and not the freezing rain. But notice this. Now, this is probably a little too high, 40, but as we go through the overnight, temperatures are actually warming. So we got freezing rain, ice pellets out there, a mixture of all that, hopefully changing to rain, but it's staggered a bit too. So we're looking at 1 or 2 o'clock before it's out of, Columbia in the Midlands. So it's going to take a little bit longer than anticipated. Temperatures, of course, right around the freezing point. And above us, we have either some areas have cooler air above us, some have a little bit warmer. So that's all. We got to look at the temperatures above us. It's very critical with this. So right now at the airport, freezing rain and fog for Columbia, Orangeburg, freezing rain, snow for Newberry. So kind of everything. If you're a winter weather enthusiast, you got everything here. Temperatures are tightly packed between 30 and 32 degrees, riding that freezing point, and hopefully it just keeps getting warmer. We want temperatures to warm up. They've already been cooler than expected by, maybe 5 or 7 degrees. Ice storm warning is still in place. Winter weather advisory is still in place. They did scale it back from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's a little more timely. That's from the Weather Service. And you can see this is a live look at our radar. I don't want you to get confused with the model because it almost looks identical to this, which is a good thing. You can see all of that freezing rains and ice pellets, rain mixed in there. You don't have to go very far to the southwest to see that rain. All the reports that I'm seeing, and there are dozens, are a mixture of everything. Freezing rain, ice pellets, a little bit of rain, but mostly freezing rain, ice pellets, and even snow in some of those reports. You do see the back edge of this, but as I mentioned, this is going to stagger a bit. It's going to take a while to push these showers out of the area. So we're going to go hour by hour and show you exactly what we're expecting for the rest of this evening and tomorrow. And we'll talk about that coldness coming in here Tuesday morning. All that coming up with your full forecast here in just a few minutes.
All right, we do have team coverage of this ice storm with reporters all across the Midlands.
We're starting right now in Kershaw County. That is where we find Megan Doxius joining us. So, Megan, what are the current conditions in your area?
Down. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's coming down heavy. Like you can see it falling into my hands. It's cold. It's wet. You can feel the crunch of that freezing rain on the ground. And also, if you look here, you can actually see on these plants too that the ice is starting to build up. Oh, I just cracked the ice on there. Look at that. The ice is starting to build up on plants on the side of this fence. So if it's building up on places like that, it's probably going to build up on power lines and on roads. Let me give you a little outage update. I know you mentioned before there is more outages in Kershaw County. I believe it is the Black River Electric Cooperative, along with what was earlier the Lynches River Electric Cooperative. The parts of the Lynches River are back on in some parts, not all of it. They had about 921 outages. They had parts of Buffalo and Mount Pisgah area getting power back on now. And then the Black River area came out recently, probably about 30 minutes ago or so, and they had about 141 outages reported. So let's hear from Executive Director, Kershaw County Emergency Services, Will Glover, on these electric power outages throughout the county.
With this extra part of the storm coming in, I'll call it an extra part, it's bringing a little bit of wind. And we're starting to see some heavier sleet in the county right now, especially in the northern end. It's been happening for a little while. So we are anticipating several, outages across the county, but we're not expecting, widespread at this time unless something changes with the forecast. But we are expecting power outages here and there across the county. In the past, most of the time our co-ops and electric companies around here have been been pretty good about trying to get power restored as quick as possible, but they also have to make sure their crews are safe. So they have to monitor wind speed and different things to make sure that those crews are safe working to try to get the power restored.
Like I mentioned, with this freezing rain now coming down, it's falling on like the branches there. It is going to fall on those power lines. If it does fall on those power lines, it can weigh power lines down, causing outages across the area. He mentioned not expecting widespread as of right now, but as this comes down through the rest of the night into tomorrow morning and that freezing temperature going down tonight, I guess we'll see what we wake up to tomorrow morning. We'll keep you updated here in Kershaw County. I'm Megan Dowkshus, News 19 WLTX.
Megan, thank you. You certainly have the right jacket on. She's warm out there.
She does look warm, at least.
Well, we're also heading over to Kershaw County. They have also experienced some icy road conditions that could continue getting worse.
Yeah, authorities say there are certain areas that are becoming difficult, even impossible to travel. And we touched on that just a moment ago. That was with Megan. Right now, we want to move to Richland County.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and check on that new ice layer that is forming, leading to some really bad conditions in the Blythewood area.
And that is where we find News 19's Josie Frost. How is it out there?
It has certainly gotten a little bit dicey over the last couple of hours. JR, Erica, I'll tell you, Blythewood sort of transformed. Now around, I would say 5:30, we went in for an interview at a local business here, and we came out and Blythewood just looked completely different. What was sort of clear and the ground was mostly wet has just turned completely frozen. The ground that I'm standing here on now, we're under a canopy and it is still very slick. It's hard to kind of stand on, and certainly we know that the roads are very slick. Now, this creates a really sort of difficult situation because we've got a lot of cars that are still out here on the roads. And as we kind of mentioned at the top of the show, you know, you might have woken up this morning and thought this is all that you're going to get. You might have thought that you can get out on the roads and, you know, the roads aren't that bad. But as we've gone into this evening, I will say it's a different situation than it was yesterday. We were out on the roads yesterday, and we would not like to be out on the roads right now. There is a lot of wet spots, a lot of frozen spots. Behind me where our car is the only spot that is not completely frozen on the road behind us. So if you are able to stay home, please heed that warning. We've seen a lot of people out here coming through at full speeds. It's a really dangerous situation to be in. Now, as for Blythewood, we've seen a lot of businesses this evening close early around 4, 5, 6. I actually earlier got a chance to talk to a business owner here in Blythewood that is staying open this evening. He talked to me a little bit about what he's kind of seen today as far as a lot of people still being out on the roads. Take a listen to what he had to say.
We was really surprised for that many people to come out with this type of weather. Well, I think people really want somewhere to go, and people that are accustomed to this type of weather, they're really not afraid, and they know how to drive in it. We had people coming through all day, picking up a lot of cigars and wine to leave to go home and, I guess, enjoy it at home.
Now, I just got an update from Mayor Griffin here in Blythewood about sort of what their prospects are for the next few days. He says they'll be monitoring the situation going into tonight. You know, obviously assisting people where they can. He said that the Blythewood offices will be closed tomorrow. We also know the City of Columbia offices will be closed tomorrow. He also told me that Doco Meadows here, where we are in Blythewood, will be closed. And he urged people, if they need assistance, they can go to one of 2 warming shelters. He's telling people they can go to the Fairfield Central High School warming shelter and the one at Ridgeview High School if they need assistance, and they will be assisting people to help them get there if they need that. JR, Erica.
All right, Josie, thank you so much. You know, we're hearing from a lot of cities and counties operating on a delay or closing tomorrow, but we haven't heard anything yet from the governor about state offices for tomorrow. And I know a lot of people are eager to find out what's happening.
Yeah, we're going to definitely update that online and on air because it's a big question.
As soon as we get some information.
Well, Lexington County leaders are also issuing an urgent plea for tonight to avoid traveling if at all possible. They're really reiterating that message.
Now, ice continues to coat roadways, and it's making driving quite dangerous. Our Kiki Gushu live in Irmo, not far from I-26 tonight.
JR, the authorities here are really urging people to stay off the road. If you absolutely need to travel, they want you to keep a safe following distance from the cars ahead of you and be ready to brake early before stoplights or stop signs. Now, again, if you absolutely have to go out here in Lexington County, I just spoke with Captain Adam Myrick over at the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and he is wanting you to know that the deputies, the EMS, the firefighters, they're going to be your eyes and ears on the road. Here's what he has to say.
Our main focus really is on the icy conditions of the road, and we're getting those calls in from citizens, but we're also getting those calls from deputies and firefighters and paramedics and EMTs out there with EMS and also Public Works. We're monitoring those road conditions, reporting back into the dashboard that we have available for the public that shows not only road closures and road reopenings, but shows some of the trouble spots out there.
Now, we still haven't seen any road closures here in Lexington County, but there are several spots listed on that website that are going to be trouble icy areas. One of them is Maiden Lane over in the town of Lexington. Now, again, if you absolutely have to travel, I'm going to show you our news vehicle right here. Now you can see I'm going to do the ice scraper, which you have to give yourself extra time if you're going to go out. Now our cameraman actually cleaned this vehicle off this morning, so now let's just take a look. I mean, it is all that slushy ice. I'm going to give you a better look. It is slushy ice here and just something you don't want to be on the roads with. It's just getting colder. The rain is continuing to fall. And again, if you don't need to be on the roads, please stay home, stay warm. It's just a really nasty night out here. Erica, JR?
All right, Kiki, thank you so much. That was me this morning trying to clear my car.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of people out there had all that to deal with. Give yourself some time if you have to be somewhere, because it took me almost 15 minutes to get my ice off the windshield.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Then I had to warm the car up too.
Well, if you lose power or are simply looking for a place to warm up, warming shelters remain open through the Midlands.
In Fairfield County, you can go to Fairfield Central High School. Take a look here at your screen. In Lee County, you can head over to the Hands of Hope. In Lexington County, there is a warming shelter open at the Batesburg-Leesville Senior Center and Radius Church. In Newberry County, O'Neill Street United Methodist Church and Gallman Elementary School.
In Orangeburg County, Macedonia AME Church, the Orangeburg City Gym, and the Vance and Nices Senior Centers are all open. In Richland County, the Transitions Day Center and Ridgeview High School. In Sumter, the Sumter United Ministries. And in Kershaw County, it is at the First Church of the Nazarene in Camden. We have all of this information posted for you right now on our website. Simply go to WLTX.com.